From the way we connect with friends, shop, and even do our jobs, it's hard to imagine a world without the internet. But this revolutionary tool we now rely on almost every minute of our lives had surprisingly humble beginnings. Today, we're diving into the birth of the internet, how it all started, and how it evolved into what we know today. Our story begins in the 1960s, during the Cold War. At the time, the US Department of Defense needed a way to communicate securely across long distances, even in the face of nuclear attacks. Enter ARPANET, the very first version of what we now call the internet. In 1969, ARPANET was born. It started as a small network linking 4 research institutions: UCLA, Stanford, UCSB, and the University of Utah. These connections allowed them to share information digitally, something unheard of at the time. But it wasn't anything like the internet we know today. There were no websites, no emails, no social media, just data transfers between massive computers. The first message ever sent over ARPANET was short, just 2 letters, L and O. The researchers were trying to type login, but the system crashed after the first 2 letters. Little did they know, this simple act would pave the way for global connectivity. Fast forward to the late 1980s, when a computer scientist named Tim Berners-Lee changed everything. Working at CERN, a European research facility, Berners-Lee proposed a way for people to share documents over the internet in a simple, user-friendly format. This was the birth of the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web allowed users to access documents, images, and files by clicking on links, transforming the internet from a tool for researchers into a platform for everyone. By the early 1990s, the internet exploded into homes and businesses across the world. Companies like Netscape and AOL made it easier than ever for ordinary people to go online. Dial-up connections filled homes with the familiar sound of modems connecting to the web. People could now send emails, read news, and even chat with friends in ways that had never been possible before. And the launch of search engines like Yahoo and Google in the mid-1990s made navigating this growing world of information even easier. By the late 1990s, the internet wasn't just a place for information, it was a booming business. Companies rushed to capitalize on this new frontier, leading to the dot-com bubble. But as quickly as the bubble grew, it burst in 2000, wiping out billions of dollars in investments. Today, the internet is everywhere, from the phones in our pockets to the smart devices in our homes. It connects over 5 billion people globally, making the world smaller and more connected than ever before. But it's important to remember that the internet, as we know it today, was built on decades of innovation, trial and error, starting with a small, obscure network called ARPANET.